course, now I can't find it.
Hello, everybody. We are live. I'm just going to kill a few minutes while the notification bell goes out.
I saw Ona in here. Hi, Ona.
Hi, Ona.
I just got my notification that you're live, Jenny.
I don't know where my phone is, so I'm so unorganized today.
It's that kind of energy today. Time just like ran through my fingers all day. I just never got anything done I was meaning to get done.
There it is.
Let me see it, Johnny.
We're laughing at Johnny's new deck that Tarot Newbie sent him.
The dumbass. What do the captions say on him and the little dogs?
It says, here's your noms. I guess he has somebody's food because it's a takeout order.
Uh-huh.
And this says, let's play Splat before you go first. Oh, no, let's play Splat. You go first.
That's my
Instead of the fool, it says the dumbass.
Oh, Lord.
That's a brilliant deck, Tarot Newbie. Got Brandon in the house, JR.
And it's reversed. And it's slippery.
M. Rose is saying, did we hear that Don Jr. is self-publishing a book about Joe Biden's integrity?
Really?
Because he's such an expert on the word integrity.
First of all, your first book was bought by your friends in large numbers. So let's stop talking about people's integrity already.
Mm-hmm.
In book form.
Let's just start there. How's his new book going?
How's John Jr.'s new book gonna go?
Uh-huh. On Joe Biden's integrity. I'm using my deck that has reversal, so pardon me, guys. It's noisy shuffling when I use this. Got the moon reversed on the bottom.
Yeah, me too. I pulled it, though. I got it in reverse, too.
Oh, here's our mascot.
Little Artie.
Nobody's going to buy it.
I think the problem he's having is trying to get some support from place to place. Like, he was able to go to even like the liberal outlets to promote his last book, like The View and the Mueller talk shows. He was able to do that. I don't see that happening here. He does get the Six of Swords, which is a travel card. He gets the Hangman in reverse, which means this is not a change in perspective. This is free to go. So you can do it all you want to. This is not something people are going to attach themselves to, though. There will be a revelation out of it, possibly who paid for it or something of that nature, but there is a revelation that comes out of it. So.
I get it. He wants to do backstabbing. The challenge is to find details because the details are reversed. He's moving forward with it, quite content, and this is Trump behind him. But, it's Fool Jr. and another stupid project, and he's got to self-publish it, and nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. So, it's just an off-balance book that nobody wants.
It's a book about nothing.
Can I bring this down now, you guys? Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
So can you see that? I got the anchor and the whip, the birds, the woman, and this here is the letter. It's just going to be a continuation of a repeated pattern of like just talking smack, same arguments over and over and over and over again. There might be a woman that actually helps him write it. If this is in regards, the letter, if it's in regards to the reviews, I pulled 2 clarifiers. It's going to be bad. Bad reviews, not good. So, same talking points, basically.
Thank you, Desiree. Okay, so Mary Trump said that Trump hired somebody to take his SATs to get into college, right? So the Wharton School, where all the stable geniuses go, are they going to take away his degree if they can prove that he hired someone to take his SATs? In other words, he cheated.
Can they do that?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
He cheated to get in. Will they take away DJT's degree?
They should just do that so they don't have to be associated with it.
And thank you guys for all the questions today. What you getting, Johnny?
Still pulling.
Thank you, Impish.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, it's one of those. I believe it if I see it, but I don't get a no. I get that, but I don't get a yes. Here's what I get. Here's his. Whoa, camera over here. Here's his degree. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles for me is like if you're trying to get into school. This would be if you are a graduate and all that good stuff. King of Swords does cross it. So it is about him. There's your Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So yes, someone did. Like I said, Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is like news of scholarships or lump sums of money. Something you've been waiting for tied to a document you've been waiting for tied to money. And then there is a person here. This is a new person. We got the Donald Trump. So it could have just said, oh, Donald Trump took his own SATs, but he did not. Somebody else indeed did do it. So here is his degree with the Ace of Pentacles. And then here is the Five of Swords. The ball is in their court. They could take it if they wanted to, apparently. And the strength is on their side. But I get the Three of Cups. Like this may fall by the wayside and just be an idle threat, but it would be nice if they took it. The Four of Wands is in the fear, so there is a fear that it will be gone. But I don't see somebody taking it from him.
Yeah, here's the illusion of Trump taking his own SATs because somebody cheated and did it for him. And so I feel like there's already a plan in motion on this in regards to the school, like investigating it. The burden of proof is on the school. So if they can find the, what was the guy's name, Shapiro or something, who supposedly hired, if they can find that guy or somebody that knows that guy, you know, something, or some kind of tangible evidence, you know, of the payout or something, the strength is on the school side. They're going to be very practical about it. But I get justice, and they're going to collaborate and work together to try to figure it out. So it goes back a ways, and I get a, you know, heartbreaking, cheating, betrayal, all about his entrance into the school. They got the strength. What are you getting, Becca?
I'm getting the dog, the scythe, the whip. This could be in reference to his friend, his buddy, his BFF. That person gets cut off and removed somehow from their standing here. This person is removed from their standing. And it's more like the friendship that was there. So I don't know so much about him, but the friend is showing that he gets cut from standing.
Maybe the friend is, if he does get exposed, maybe he's in a position to where he reflects bad on his company. And he has to like leave or something of that nature.
Thank you, Chris. So Trump commuted Roger Stone's sentence. Will Biden challenge Stone's commutation, like either revoke it or rescind it when he comes in?
Because from what I understand, his sentence has just been shortened. He's still a criminal. He's still convicted criminal. Like he wasn't pardoned. He was.
The charges still stick. He just doesn't have to go to jail.
Mhm.
Right. He's still a convicted felon.
He's still a felon. He's just not in jail. So what's the question again?
Is Biden going to rescind or revoke the commutation? He was sentenced to 40 months, by the way.
Which, if I may, Jenn Lynn has been studying Lenormand, and we were on the phone just a couple of days ago, and she threw a grand tableau for Roger Stone. I have it in my notes. So that video will be coming up shortly, sometime this week, to go over Jenn Lynn's grand tableau that she did, her first one. So
Becca's been helping me.
thumbs up for Jenn learning the Lenormand as well.
It's funny. I had thank you, Barb. I had a Lenormand deck years ago. I want to say it was the 1980s that I lost, and Becca was kind enough to send me a beautiful deck. But I never had anyone to really mentor me, and everyone I knew read tarot, so I never really understood a lot about it. I was just trying to learn on my own. And what'd you get, Johnie?
I'd get.
By you rescinding it?
I don't say no, but no. I'll just say no. I think it's one of those readings where you ask a question and it tells you something else. The beginning of it did say, here with the Knight of Wands, this would be something that is going into court. Here is the Eight of Wands. So here is his, it's not a pardon, but I'm going to call it a favor. I'm going to call it a favor from Trump to Stone. But there are messages in the government about judgment when the administration changes. But I don't see him changing it because I didn't get Biden. He didn't come up in the reading. I don't get anybody pushing for him to go back to jail hard enough for it to actually happen. So I'll say no.
I'm getting kind of a weird thing too, like it's trying to show me something else. Before I forget, thank you, Rose, Twina, Orchid Lily, and Crazy Cat Lady, for your donations. Greatly appreciated. I start out with the Queen of Wands, which is open a queen who's open to possibilities and approachable. So it tells me like he's open to it. His challenge is to put him away. Here's the communication between Trump and Stone walking away. It's kind of like Biden is taking the temperature of America. But I get the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like he's going to do something steady. And then I get the Two of Wands. I feel like he's going to commute it, but instead of 40 months, say 2 years. Because I have the Empress giving birth to something new. And I also feel like they're going to have a new charge on Stone. Like something else is going to come out from the Mueller report that we haven't seen in the redacted parts. There's going to be something new with Stone as the inside man. So I think he'll probably rescind it, but only 2 years. But there's another charge that's going to come for Stone. He's going to be in jail anyway.
I only pulled 2. This is oh yeah. He's gone. So. Yep.
So why did Stone want Trump to commute or commutate his sentence instead of pardoning him? Thank you, Renee. Because if he pardoned him, he wouldn't have a felony record. Commuting, he now.
But if he pardons him, he can't plead the 5th under oath. See what I'm saying?
So if he's brought up on more charges, he can't.
Yeah. So we're asking, why did Roger Stone want Trump to
commute the sentence instead of pardoning him? So is that the only reason, or is there something else?
Looks like it. The Page of Cups is the surprise. This is something that would come out of nowhere. The strength around it would, whatever it is that is a possibility of coming up, has a strong chance of being in the negative, has a strong chance of being corruptive. Here with the Devil card too. It has a strong chance of creating a situation that is not very good. Here we have the 6 of Cups, which is something unfulfilled, something in the beginning stages, something immature. And then the King of Cups. So there is a support from one to another, sort of a hand-holding gesture even. So yeah, there might be some I need support for the future type deal.
Yeah, I kind of get there's a different perspective to it that he's taking, and his challenge is to be strong because he knows the truth about Trump. So he wants to be able to manipulate that truth. So it was for practical reasons because he sees in the transition, he's going to be in a battle again with the courts. And he's probably looking at jail time again. So, yeah, I think you're right, Becca. It has to do with that not being able to use the 5th. Thank you, Sharon and Anna.
Okay. Is it okay to bring you guys down?
Yeah.
All right. So I got the ring, the stars, the cross, the house, the garden. This was a promise that was made to clear him. The pardon here would have made it difficult for him and his family. And then there's something about him going into the public, perhaps for a group of people that passed judgment. This is a difficult agreement for him. There's something else here that's part of an agreement that for success that they're still keeping secret that may need to repeat again. There's more secrets involved here. I pulled clarifiers on the cross. It's like he's got something else on him, and it repeats again. It happens over and over and over again.
So Stone was like stupid enough to tweet that I didn't turn on you, which right there says I knew stuff about you. I didn't turn on you. I mean, it's almost like he's inviting another investigation and another indictment.
Mhm.
So, oh, thank you, Turner. Why did he tweet that? Did he want everybody in the world to know I have shit on Trump? Pardon my language, guys. Yeah, that was just blatant.
So why did
What
Roger
did he
Stone
tweet?
admit?
Because it has
turn on you.
sort of a remnant of that Giuliani, I have insurance, but it was a joke.
Yeah, I had pressure on you and I did not turn on you.
I have another question too.
Well, I got it was the truth right on the bottom.
You know what's odd is Trump is coming up as the Six of Cups for me. Because I think, well, it's a caretaker role when he comes up as the Six of Cups in somebody else's reading. And here is that action that crosses that Six of Cups. So he's caretaking for Trump or Trump's legacy or Trump's influence or Trump's something. There is a loss to the family potentially. And this is kind of where my other question was going, but Four of Swords and Temperance. This is meant for the greater good. I think this may have been I think it was a tweet to somebody else, but I don't know who. It's kind of like, yes, I protected your guy or I protected our guy or something like that.
I think it was a threat. It was a power play. It was the truth, but it was a power play because he was waiting on Trump to make a move and he wanted to get something new to inspire him going because he didn't want to go to jail. That was, what was working on him. So he's like, here, I'll shed a little light on the situation so everybody knows I didn't turn on you, and, just being all content with that. So he sent that tweet and was able to walk away because Trump took an action. He did it to get him to take the action because he was just sitting around waiting. He couldn't get him to do anything. He pressured him. Sort of a blackmail. What'd you get, Becca?
I'm getting the ship, the whip, the mice, the crossroads, and the book here. This is him keeping his mouth shut. What he did not disclose was something from overseas that is abusive or criticism here. Also a pattern of thievery and multiple areas that they've been stealing from that he's been keeping secret. It has to do around an organization and money. Who's in that organization and where the money is coming from. So, but it looks like money that is stolen as well. So, or perhaps where they're hiding stuff overseas.
In the bigger organization they're a part of.
And the routes that it takes. Yeah.
What's your follow-up question, Johnny?
It answered it. I just want to know if he was really doing this for Trump or a part of something bigger, but I think they're all a part of something bigger. So yeah, I got the answer.
Okay. So Mueller writes the op-ed in the Washington Post, I think it was, and finally speaks out. Why now? Because Trump's done a million things since the Mueller report, and Barr, all but sabotaged the Mueller report by making it seem inconsequential. Why now? Why over the stone thing? Why is he speaking out? Glad he's still watching what's going on in our corrupt government.
I think it was to protect his work. I get the Four of Swords, like he was done. Then I get the Page of Pentacles that crosses it. So this is him in his report. He thought he was done. I get the Empress in reverse. So that means that something came out of this that was unintentional, that was not, that was corrupting. I get the Two of Cups in reverse as well, which means that there was a corruption to his work. And it was not accepted for what it is that they put into it with the Four of Cups and the Magician in reverse. What he did was corrupted by the DOJ. It was also sort of, it looked like it was also ineffective, I should say. And like they wasted time and then they're being investigated, which was stupid. But I think he was trying to protect his work.
I think so too. It's like he was trying to put an end to what Trump was saying about Roger Stone being wrongfully accused. Never mind, he was prosecuted by his own Department of Justice. But it was a practical move, and the challenge was Trump. He wanted to show a little bit of the network of the agreements between Trump and Stone, and if you go back and read the Mueller report, other things that Stone did. So he wanted to try to highlight, that they're still working together in a corrupt way. And he sees the new transition team that's going to be coming in next year, and he wants them to go back and fight and rescind revoke it and, put the sentence back in. He wants people to work across the aisle also. And it's like he blew up. He just blew up and he wanted to shine a light on it. He's sitting around in quarantine and just getting pissed off.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting that he was very passionately committed to what he was doing. He was the boss. He was the one that was overseeing everybody and protecting everybody. And this is a huge blow to him. This is very painful grieving for all of the hard work that was put in, and then just to see it, like nothing. It's very painful for him right now to see that everything he did, all the hard work just got
and his team.
Yep. So he takes great pride in doing what he did, being the leader, being the boss of that group. Also,
following the law.
Also, quite possibly very disappointed with another person in a position of authority, whether this be Trump or Barr. So there's serious disappointment there.
So are we going to hear more from, well, first let's look at Lindsey Graham has finally agreed to the Democrats to let Mueller testify to their committee. Mueller, after Mueller did the op-ed. So why now? Why is Lindsey okay with Mueller testifying? What's his objective with Mueller testifying? Because it isn't to help the Dems. What's Lindsey's motivation in getting Mueller to testify?
Sounds like an attack coming.
It's like waiting and to try to dispel more of the Mueller report. What's the game plan? Which is all the Republicans in the House did, was just try to neutralize it. Do you want to ask him about Obamagate? Why he didn't?
Well, didn't he just get all those 50-something subpoenas? It's just, he's a clown.
He is a clown.
So first card I get is the Two of Pentacles, which is imbalance. Seven of Pentacles, which is something you've been waiting for. Then you have the Trump card on the bottom and the judgment in reverse. This is not about getting to the truth. This is not about, because I also have the Nine of Swords and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This, to me, it still feels like this is set up as a, since the Mueller report is back in the news, what they need to do is try to do like with the Steele dossier and poke as many holes in it as they possibly can. And that will cause enough burden to where you won't take it seriously when you hear it in the future, because I've got the moon here in the fear, which means they're going to try to play some tricks with the facts type of thing. And I don't think this is meant for information. This is meant to downplay the Mueller report.
Yeah, and show it's like he's still the emissary for the king. It's, you know, he still wants to manipulate something and maintain control, but it's all for image. So he's going to allow a few questions, but there's something new that he wants to bring out in it, to try to act like he's cooperating, and being, you know, he wants to appear like he's being objective, but he's not. Because he's only going to give the crumbs to Mueller. He's not going to give him all the kudos he should get for his hard work and everything. And, you know, he's just going to focus on certain details. And, you know, it's a little bit of a surprise what he focuses on. He's not going to be balanced in his approach. What are you getting, Becca?
I'm getting that this is mostly an opportunity here to be a celebrity, televised celebrity, to elevate himself here positively. Also a change that is going to take some time, but at the end of the day, this is a change that's going to take some time. And then there's a trial right here. I'm not sure what sort of trial this is talking about. Perhaps, because I only pulled 5. So I don't know if this is in regards to him wanting to use something that Mueller says on one of his stupid bogus trials that he's trying to cook up, but it's mostly for celebrity and elevation and, hey, look at me, I'm so wonderful, blah, 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 you know?
So back, what was it, a month ago, Becca, when you did the Roger Stone Grand Tableau, and then we were reading on it on Sunday night a little bit, and you kept getting something about Stone getting attacked in his home in, I think it was in September.
Quite possibly, and the only reason I said that was because he had the coffin right next to him.
Yeah, like so, like August, September, or something like something.
Yeah, and then in your Grand Tableau, it's still next to him. It's not directly in front, but it's right above him. It's still super, super close. If it's not in regards to like tickets to the park, there's something really bad coming. And I don't know when, so I don't know what you're, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what was your question? Where were you going with it?
I kind of wanted to look at, now that his sentence has been commuted and he's not going to prison for right now, does Trump and his gang want to take him out? Because he could still turn evidence on Trump.
Because he obviously has it, since I didn't turn on you.
I mean, yeah, he obviously admitted, I got the evidence, so.
I'm going to ask it this way. I'm going to ask mine if his life is in danger, if he's in danger.
Is he being targeted? Is he in danger? That may be why you got Biden might not rescind his commutation, Johnny, as he won't be there to rescind it.
Well, Disney World's open. He can get tickets to the park.
Yeah, can't we just put these guys all somewhere where, you know, the virus is rampant, purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube? Send them all together for a day somewhere that's.
There is, oh Lord. Okay. What was the question?
It is
Trump.
son being targeted? Is he in danger?
I'll just say yes, and there you go. It's okay. So it's not necessarily a target. What I get in these right here, well, it is, and it's not. It's an open call and an open strategy. Here with the Seven of Swords, this is supposed to be sneaky. I think he knows better. Like he knows. I get the feeling somebody's following him, and I think he knows it. And therefore, yes, you can put out the threat that I know what you did last summer, but you also know who's following you around everywhere you go. Because I get the hermit, but I get the devil with the hermit. And then I get the strategy. And then I get some man who's full of money. And then I get the blockade here with the Two of Swords, but I get the man of action with the King of Wands. So there's always this sort of push-pull to that, to where, yes, you are here, but they are here too. I think he's being followed.
Well, it's kind of funny. I have on the bottom, I was talking about, can we send them somewhere where the virus is rampant? And I got my COVID card on the bottom. But I get, his fortunes are changing, and the death card, something big changing to major arcana. The magician, something that's manipulated, and the Hierophant from a higher authority. Look at this. It's all major arcana. They're worried about him cooperating, and there's going to be something new starting. And that's one of my yes cards there at the end. So 5 major arcanas and followed by a yes card. He's being targeted. What do you got, Becca?
Okay. Now I got a lot of cards here. I asked if his life was in danger. Tree, garden, mice. This is something to do with health in the public, with disease. I'll leave it at that. The crown thing. I asked, so it looks like he might. Isn't he in Florida?
Yeah, he's got a home in Florida, and I think one in New York too.
Yeah, there might be something around a residence or whatever that may not be good for his health. I asked, will there be a home invasion? I got the woman, the house, him. So this is him and his wife at home. Not necessarily this is saying no, but whoever he's speaking to, he's being watched. They're still eavesdropping and listening in on him. I asked if there is going to be like some sort of raid or whatever in his house. There's news or feedback of a new agreement or a new, some sort of a new promise. So it's ending in a positive. So quite possibly, yes. So I don't know if it's a home invasion or he gets caught in something else and then they're like, knock, knock,
A raid.
Yeah, a raid or something. But he's being watched still. So. Bahu? I don't know.
So Barr didn't want Trump to commute his sentence. Why did he not want to commute it? Want him to commute it?
Why did Barr not want Trump to commute the sentence?
Barr's all about interfering with somebody's jail time.
Interesting. That means they have 2 different agendas.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Laura. Peace on Larry and Sunflower, and anybody else I missed. It's almost like entrapment.
Mm-hmm.
What you getting, Becca?
Pulled a lot of cards. Okay, so hopefully this all fits in a frame. A commitment and agreement for a trap that is suspicious. A suspicious agreement that's a trap that brings an ending. There is payment to a friend or an abundance of friends as well. Most likely payments to a friend. Loyalist in an institution and somebody that's keeping secrets in that institution. The end of an agreement for this person to keep a secret, fraudulent money in this institution. Also something here about banks. So it's almost like he commuted him on one thing for lying to the FBI, lying to investigators, but it's almost like there's still something else hanging above his head around a bank and fraud around the bank. That whoever this friend is kept secret for him. So It's kind of like he didn't tie up all loose ends because they only got him on a few things: lying to the FBI, witness tampering, obstruction of justice. But there's other stuff that Barr may be privy to that may be in that report that they perhaps blacked out.
That we know Trump didn't read it. And Stone wouldn't have seen it, but Barr read it before he blacked it out, so he knows there's other crimes that Stone did with Trump.
Yep.
What are you getting, Johnny?
I get that there was a deal made in the past. This was something that was already set in stone, pun intended, and this in particular thing changed it. I get the past here. Six of Cups, I clarified it with the judgment, so it is about the past. Here is a very wealthy person or big money something going back and forth. I do get that the Four of Cups reversed. This is something that was sort of already done. Like there was some agreement that was already in the works. Everything was not even, but some people had different jobs than others. And there was a gigantic change to it, something also Barr couldn't change with the commuting. This was sort of done outside of him. And then I get the Death card, which is the major change. King of Cups in reverse. So the support is handicapped. And then I get the Page of Wands, which means this was not information that was given to him in the beginning. This is something he had to learn when we learned it, or was sort of taken aback by the information. So I think Barr's plans were disrupted by Trump's decision, is what I think.
Yeah, I still feel like there's entrapment involved too. It's like, it involves overseas, and for image purposes, there's something that in the texting and the message that it was sending out to America, it shows how Trump, how Stone was in his circle of support, how they worked closely together. And he was a big support man for Trump, and it traps him. It traps him, and that's going to bring a whole new battle and a lot of anxiety. So we now know that he's got other evidence. Thank you, Shelley. I apologize if I miss anybody in the super chats. I'm trying to keep up with questions and what my fellow readers are getting. So, Barr, he's supposed to testify July 28th to the House committee. He's still going to do it now? New York is going to get Trump's taxes and financial stuff. The House is going to have to go back to the lower courts. But we've got Mary Trump's book coming out. We've got Bolton, his book that has some other allegations in it against Trump. We've got this sentence commutation. We've got Michael Cohen going back to jail. We've got Lev and Igor that virtually disappeared. Is Barr still going to testify to the House?
I get yes, but this is not going to help. whatever information it is that they're trying to get. All of these cards just flew out. And so I was going to put them back in. Spirit said use them. So here they are. This is Barr, King of Swords. This is the Democrat card for me, 10 of Cups. And I get whatever they're searching for is burdened. I wanted to say delay, but this isn't delay. It just feels as though when you go and you speak to him, you do not get a straight answer. He is the person of the moon. So he has the forked tongue. He sounds like he's giving you an answer when he's really not. He does have the advantage because he's not going to necessarily lie under oath, but he is not going to be forthcoming either. So unless they ask the right questions, they will not get the right answer.
Thank you, T-Bird. He's going to change the narrative. He wants the attention. I get 2 yes cards with 2 aces. So he's got something new, tangible, and something new, emotional that he wants to get across. So it's almost like he wants the attention so he can change the narrative. What you getting, Becca?
2 positives. Yes. That's a yes. You'll be there. He's bound to go for whatever reason. Probably because he got caught wind, more than likely, that they're trying to, the House passed that House Resolution 1032. And the other day it was on Twitter, I haven't seen it yet on the mainstream media, that House leadership is now open to an impeachment investigation into William Barr. So, you know.
Well, we still have Obamagate outstanding and all that mess. Will Barr try to indict Biden or Obama before the elections? Sort of October surprise. We know they can't come up with anything, but you know that they could trump up some dirt. Hard to learn.
They'll make it up.
They'll make up some stuff and lie about it.
Tan suit, he got that from Osama bin Laden. Mm-hmm. So they need to go investigate his tan suit.
Yep.
I got it's media attention. It's meant to the other side. It's meant to be one of those type of deals to where they come out and tell you Obama and Biden were the most corrupt people that have ever existed in the history of existence. And so it's meant to do that. The potential is to burden the other side. They're going to push a lot of information out there, but their hands are tied because I really don't. I know for sure they don't have anything. So their hands are tied, but they are going to put it out there to see what people grab onto. So it'll be a circus.
Yeah, because the truth about Obama and Biden, it's already out there. It would be foolish to go after them. They would regret it. And I've got, like their donors would regret him coming up with any trumped up charges. But I have the surprise card and the change card, like he might change his mind and try to give birth to something, but he's out in the cold with it. Like as soon as he does try to give birth to something, it just dies. It just blows up in his face, whatever it is. So he's got some new lie or something he's going to try to spin, like Obamagate. There's something else he's going to push out there before the election, but it dies.
I'm getting a no. I got the garden, the snake, the storks. This is something about like perhaps the public gets pissed off and then they have to change. It's almost like they're trying to take the temperature of the public to see where it is, and it's only for change. So whatever they're doing, change public perception, change the public narrative, change the news cycle, no.
So speaking of October surprises, do the Dems have any October surprises? And do the Republicans have any October surprises? Last minute things they can dump to try to hamper the other party? Thank you guys for the thumbs up to combat the thumbs downs. Our thumbs up greatly outnumber our thumbs downs. So any October surprises from the Dems? Any from, thank you, Lisa. Any from the Republicans? I get a yes from the Dems and chaos from the Republicans. Got a lot of anxiety going into the election. There's that card again on the bottom.
Show its face again 9 times tonight.
Johnny, you pulling more cards?
I'm doing 2 sprays for each one of them. One for the Dem, one for the Republican.
Kind of getting a no for the Dems.
Are you? I got my surprise card first thing on the Dems. And it's before the election, so I think it has to do with write-in ballots. I got stealing and my card for votes, like, you know, when they're counting the votes. Like they already become aware of it prior to the election, stealing votes.
If I may, for the Dems, I'm getting the snake, the woman, and the whip. Lying about a woman, and she fights back and criticizes. Quite possibly a woman, dark-haired, dark-eyed woman, quite possibly also darker skinned because of the snake. Also quite possibly with an S in her name. There's lies around this woman, but she fights back. Here. And the question was, is there an October surprise? That's a no unless it's giving me a completely different answer around whoever this woman is. Perhaps the VP pick. But they're lying about her and she fights back. Like, I wouldn't want to be around her. For the Republicans, I'm getting yes, they have an October surprise. However, it creates a lot of chaos and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Confusion, chaos, and it's something they planned and strategized for, just to create as much chaos and confusion as they can. Johnny, what are you getting in your big spreads?
So for the Democrats, I too get a woman. I get the Joe Biden first with the King of Cups. Then I get the world, the 10 of Wands. So there's the media and media attention. There is a burden on it. Whoever this woman is, somebody he works with, the Empress and the 8 of Pentacles. So I'm going to say his BP pick. Whoever she is, she comes under fire. The 3 of Swords and the Hermit. There is a lot of negative attention that is being pushed her way, and a lot of vetting and all that type of jazz. However, it's a veiled threat with the Queen of Cups and the 4 of Swords. This is not really this is a hit job. They're just trying to, lower her political standing. But the truth does come out with the Ace of Swords. So it's going to be one of them things that it's not really a surprise because they're kind of supposed to be. It's this, you get a VP pick, I'm supposed to tear her down until you don't believe in her anymore. So, but that's what's coming for them. And some of it might sway a Democrat to, sort of like if you get a Klobuchar, then you might get some people who didn't like what she did last summer, this summer, whatever, It's one of them type of things to where it may break off a couple people. But anyway, for the Donald Trump and the Republicans, I did get the Trump administration here with the Wheel of Fortune. So a secret does come out about government involvement around someone in a cage. There is a lot of stress and strain. So this, not necessarily the kids, it could be somebody in jail, but it could be the kids too. But there's a lot of stress and strain, heartbreak, betrayal around it. So if it's not Cohen, it's the kids, because Cohen is technically betrayed now by Trump in his administration. He has a legal case, or a not a legal case, because they don't really succeed in bringing cases against him. So I'll call it more along the lines of a legal outlook. This is going to cause a lot more witch hunt text or tweets, because they're going to come at him for someone in a cage. That's what I did.
Thank you, Lisa and Pam. So, speaking of people in cages, purely for entertainment purposes only, Trump and Betsy DeVos want the schools to open this fall. Why is he trying to kill children?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's he got against children?
Because they can't say why they need to do it.
Right.
Why it's so urgent for them to be in the classroom.
They can do online. They've been talking about limiting class sizes, like kids go on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and some Tuesday, Thursday to reduce class sizes, and the rest online. The schools have been working this out to try to keep things under control. And then you've got the Harvard and some of the other schools are suing over the visa thing, because he's saying if you're here as an immigrant on a school visa, you must attend classes in person. So they've got a lawsuit out there, which we should look at.
They have Betsy put out a statement saying there's no data that says kids would get sick if they went back to school.
And then they'll vote to send Betsy DeVos to a public school in Florida where it's running rampant. Sit there all day, honey. Sit there all day without a mask.
The kids will get sick. There's a specific illness they've talked about in New York that affects only children with it. They'll take it home to their families. The teachers will get sick and take it home to their families. So, what are we looking at? Why are they doing this?
Why is Donald Trump trying to reopen schools?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a theory, but it just seemed. Okay, anyway. And
what's on the bottom? The anxiety card. I mean, this is his presidency in a nutshell. Just everybody damn time.
Laying in bed with your hands in your on your head.
That's why it's always, I might as well just glue it to the bottom after I shuffle, because it's always there. His entire presidency.
And, that's and here's off topic, but on topic. There are people, especially in the beginning stages of our channels, that say, you can't be objective when you don't like Trump or whatever, because you can't read him objectively. You see how these cards come up. You see how we shuffle. You've seen us shuffle a million times. We don't call him the fool. He comes up as the fool. His administration comes up as the devil or the nine of swords. We didn't do that. It comes up that way.
Over and over.
Mm-hmm. I get Ace of Cups, which is people. And then I get the Eight of Pentacles, which would be work. This even looks like a schoolhouse. There's the Four of Pentacles. They are trying to hold on to whatever it is that they gain, sending them back to school. I don't want to necessarily call it money, but that's all I really see. I don't know the ins and outs of school districts and things, but it has something to do with governmental policies and governmental this, and something that they put into place to gain something. This Trump administration is in the fear. Six of Wands is in the outcome. So it's not about the kids per se. If it was, we need to send parakeets to school, they want to send the parakeets. It's just whatever it is that they need in the school to gain the money, or to gain the whatever it is they're trying to gain. I'm going to call it money. That's what they need to have happen. Because these are businesses too. And so they want it open. That's what I get.
Yeah, I get, here's America. The challenge is this is an airborne, illness. And I got the Empress and the Emperor, the mother and the father. And justice and victory, trying to get them back to work. So trying to fuel the economy on, motivating them into action. But I'm getting that this is going to highlight, it's going to accent something else that's going to cause them legal issues, because sharing in the school, in the institutions, there's going to be sickness and there's going to be lawsuits from it.
Because I know when I was in school, attendance was a huge thing because that's how they gained their money. If you weren't in school didn't get paid.
Yeah, now he's trying to threaten to defund the schools. It's like, you ain't got that power, homie.
Yeah.
Sit down. So I'm getting that he's manipulating something important before the elections because of foreign money, foreign financing. This right here is something important from overseas, manipulating in several areas and financing here. This probably has something to do with him trying to change the subject because of the choice that was made just recently about his finances. The bosses that hold the purse strings. So, and there's multiple areas of fraud there. So that's what I'm getting. It's perhaps a diversion tactic because the ruling about his taxes and Mazars and all that stuff.
He has done absolutely zero to help with this crown bug. Zero. Yep. Other than what he could make money off of, right? So, and he's out golfing while we're up over 3 million cases, over 137,000 dead now.
Yeah.
Why did he not take the opportunity to maybe be a hero? It might have gotten him reelected. His approval rating would have stayed much higher. Why did he not do something to organize? Is he just too stupid or arrogant, or it didn't serve him to get involved with the response? It's a crown bug. Why did he not get involved? He just didn't care.
So I get the Page of Cups, which is aptly named the Novice of Cups. So the Novice of Emotion. And then it's crossed by the Justice. So initially, I already got the feeling that somebody told him, because he was briefed back, in November, that somebody told him this was under control. Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. This is his new people, and this is them taking action. This was somebody else's task. Like, okay, there's something happening. Okay, go get it done. He doesn't know anything. He's the Sharpie. He's not a president. He's just a pen.
He just sits on and watches and golfs.
That's it. And then I got the imbalance. I got the negative news. And then this is my card for disease with the Five of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords ends it all. He was told that this was manageable and he did nothing about it, but he also did not care to do nothing about it as a leader would. If somebody told you there was a pandemic growing across the city, you would think, okay, let me try to curb this before it hits here or see what is going on exactly. No, because if it doesn't have his name on it, he's not reading it, and he's not reading it even then. So he took no interest and gave it to somebody else.
Yeah, his circle of support trying to give him something to inspire him, to get him, to do something, because they saw how this was changing in America and that something needed to be done. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything. He's unbalanced, imbalanced, whatever the word is. He's laying back. He's not going to do anything. Meanwhile, everybody around him's got anxiety. They've got a different perspective from him, but he's just there to create chaos and obstacles. That's all he's there for, chaos and obstacles. What you got, Becca? And greed, if he can make money on it, if it serves him.
They came and talked to him about it. Someone or some people came and talked to him about it. Whatever was said was delivered to him. There was confusion and serious misunderstandings, or he just kind of brushed it off because he didn't care why. He had to go to a rally to party and be a celebrity and be recognized in front of everybody. This right here is your tickets to the park. The public that shuts down. The community that gets shut down. This is having knowledge of something in the community that is spreading and metastasizing. He did it all and he ignored it all to elevate his own reputation, to look good because the cameras are on. That's it. He wanted to go to rallies and just, that's it.
Look good. He doesn't want it done because it'll make him look bad.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
He's not all plugged in.
Nope.
So Trump went to Walter Reed Hospital the other day, supposedly to visit wounded troops and wore a mask for the first time. But I don't remember seeing any pictures of him with any of the veterans or anything. What was he really there for? Why was he at Walter Reed Hospital? Was he having another cognitive test? Oh my God, the damage reports video on his cognitive test is hysterical. If you have not seen it, go watch it. I know what a camel is. I'm so they were surprised how good I did at the cognitive test.
That's my thing. He's like, to the doctor's surprise, I aced it. The doctors thought you were stupid?
or had Alzheimer's. I mean, those tests are deliberately simple to try to detect if you have Alzheimer's or something going on.
Oh my God.
I aced it.
According to him, nobody's ever been able to do as great as he did. So Obama, being a Harvard graduate and constitutional professor, could not ace that test.
A 3-year-old could ace that test.
Artie could ace the test.
Artie could ace that test. Good be Artie.
Artie's a genius.
Oh, Lord.
Donald Trump at Walter Reed Hospital.
I'm going to mute my mic for a second here. Hopefully I'll remember to unmute it. I have to shake my rooms up.
And oh geez, did he look like the Lone Ranger in his mask? At least he had it over his mouth, so that kind of kept it shut a little bit.
I wish somebody would just duct tape his mouth shut. That'd be nice.
And what do I have on the bottom once again? The anxiety card.
It's the card of the night again.
Why is he there? Something secret, something hidden.
Lord.
He's there for himself.
Mm-hmm. Publicity stunt. And you're gonna laugh.
Publicity, but I think he had another cognitive test.
I only took 5, so you tell me, Jenny. You tell me.
I think there was a hidden agenda there, something that he didn't really want to do, but it involved Trump directly because something had changed. Something had changed on a trip, and someone close to him had seen it. So there was some confusion. And something that he wanted to put an end to it. So he was looking for the truth of what was going on. I think he had another, and this is mental clarity and logic. I think he had another cognitive test. Yep, did something tangible. Another test, like not only in writing on a piece of paper, but probably had to go point to a camel on the wall or something.
He had to count from 1 to 10 in front of a doctor.
1, 2, 3.
That's what they get.
I never tell you I get the best 10.
And concussions. Mm-mm.
Concussions?
That's what they. That's the kind of test they give to people who have CTE and concussions.
Like he's falling and
Mhm. Like they'll do that and follow my hand and do this, follow my hand and count to 10. And
but he couldn't follow your hand on a good day when he was young even because he's attention deficit. So 1, 2, oh wait, let me look over here.
you put a peel on the end of it, I bet he.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a stroke, and that's why he needed to take that test. You know.
Because I'm sure he has little bitty ones. Sure. I get Ace of Swords and 3 of Swords. There is supposed to be a image to the suffering. Here I get leadership and relocation with these 2 runes, Tiwas and Radrio. So Willow and now Fitz means that this is about health and emergency. So he was supposed to go to the hospital, the place where you do your health and emergency, as a bit of a photo op. Like, there's the media, there's the world, and then here's your charitable sharing of your time, money, or information. That's not to rule out that while you're in Rome, you might as well get a checkup too. But I think it was a photo op for him.
I think they got him there under the pretense of photo op.
Because he don't care nothing about how they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, can I
Somebody
go?
told you there's a bounty on them and you didn't care. So
I'm getting here's the gravely ill, the dead, people that are suffering multiple deaths here. I mean, this is not people that are gravely ill laying in bed. This is like people that are dead here and several deaths. But guess what? There's passion and abundance for huge loads of success shining bright like a diamond in front of the public. It was a photo op. Look, he's wearing a mask. He's so responsible.
And after the bounty thing. So are they ever going to have anything retaliation to Putin for the bounties besides uninviting him to the G7, which is what the Republicans are saying to do? Will there ever be any other retaliation under this administration?
they said don't invite him to the G7 because of this.
Yeah, because of the bounties he put on the soldiers.
But I thought it was a hoax.
Mm-hmm.
Well, according to Trump now, it's a hoax, but they traced the money and found it in the person's house that got it from Putin and the Russians. So, will there be any other retaliation besides uninviting him to the G7? Because let me tell you, if Putin showed up at the G7, I tell you, there'd be a lot of military there to greet him.
I'm getting a no. Not from this administration, no.
Yeah. No, but more investigations into why there's not.
I gotta just look at his bank accounts. I don't know why, real quick.
I get the Page of Pentacles and the Lovers reversed. There was a brief hint, probably in passing, about sanctions. Republicans here are all on the same page that we can be seen as not inviting him, and that is going to have to be good enough for their rallying call. You're just going to have to accept what it is for what it is. With the Four of Cups in the world. No, I don't see anything substantially retaliatory. Just no.
Okay, so Johnny, there's a naval ship in San Diego that caught fire. If you saw it, the USS Bonham Richard, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it. Bonhomme. Bonhomme. Richard imports. Caught on fire. Everybody wants to know if that's your ship. Every time they see a ship, they want to know if that's the ship.
Bonholm, what is that? Good man? Good something like that? Good husband, something like that. So here's the thing. So I second guess myself here. I think, first of all, that I think it has something to do with pouring water. I don't know if that ship goes to foreign water or not, but it has something to do with foreign water. But here's why I second guess myself. When I think the word ship, the way that ship looked, that's what I think of, simply because that's my point of reference. Some big long thing with these big long metal things sticking out of, like these telephone towers or whatever it was. That's what I think of when I think of a ship. I don't ever think of like Pirates of the Caribbean type ships. I don't think of yachts and little small boats and kayaks and things of that nature. I don't even think of aircraft carrier, because I would call an aircraft carrier an aircraft carrier. But when I think ship, I think something that, and this is why I call it a tanker, because that's what it looks like to me, in my mind, because I don't know nothing about ships. But it's just long, and it's got the big metal things coming out of it. So it looks like that one. That was in the news, yes. But this is why I second guess myself, because when I think of a ship, I always think of one that looks like that. So I don't know.
It's kind of like if you see the Titanic movie, you always see ships that way.
So here's Johnny's ship right there. I'm getting a no.
Suffering.
Yeah, I'm getting a no.
That's not the ship.
No. Neutral negative. So no, it's not this ship. Not this one.
No, it's gonna be foreign, like something in foreign water. It's not tied to us, I don't believe. It's gonna be what I think I got, if I remember, is a ship that is in foreign water, and it should not be. Like you are crossing some sort of boundary or something of that nature. So that's what I get. So I'm gonna say no.
Okay. So Scientology and other nonprofit organizations and churches got bailout money. Will any of them, because they don't pay taxes, so why do they get taxpayer money? So everything they get is all profit. They can take their own profit to keep people employed. Will they have to pay any of this back? It drives me nuts bailing out churches. You know, let's send it to all these money-making machines that pay nothing out to their communities.
And mind you,
myself being judgmental. I'm sorry.
and mind you, foreclosures and evictions are going to start hitting like nobody's business. But hey, let's hand out billions of dollars to Kanye and churches and everybody else who don't need it. But don't you dare ask for more money, because you're going to get lazy and you're not going to want to work. So there's that.
Oh, is it Georgie Moon's birthday? Happy birthday. Yeah, why, you know, they're nothing but profit centers anyway. And, you know, I'll never forget Joel Osteen not letting people in the church in Houston after the hurricane.
That creep.
Yeah, that while he's living in his 10,000 square foot mansion and wouldn't let him in the church. It's like, yeah.
I'm getting a yes that they're going to have to deliver the finances, perhaps return some of the finances here. There's feedback coming in that they got to pay it back. So I'm getting a yes.
I'm getting some court issues, like they're going to have to work together because courts are like coming after them and having to manifest some money back. So maybe they aren't able to justify, because like when you take money on these loans, you have to give proof of what you spent it on. Keep something hidden, you know, which is foolish.
It's like this entire PPP thing has been the biggest heist I've seen. Like when we had the housing crash, it was bad, but this is like straight up heist, like smash and grab, take everything. You know, it's bad. It's really bad.
Well, even we were talking earlier, Nancy Pelosi's husband took money, which I didn't think anyone associated with the government was allowed to take it.
Yep. Well, Kushner got it. Kushner's company's got it. You know?
Churches. And when I asked about what is the next big thing coming out, and I got resources or money or something like that on a global scale. And Lori from the Way of Positive Change, she also got that there will be religious institutions involved in this too.
Maybe this is it.
I get the first card, which, I mean, this card could not be more, just, this illustration is perfect. This is the religious institution with the stained glass window. The money is on the window. And then the people out here in the cold, instead of inside here, being taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
There is something here of moving to a new horizon. Sort of kind of they got what they wanted and they went on, because this is a moving forward card too. There is something blocking. I think they are going to try to fight the payback thing, but it does end in some regret. So they will be able to keep something and then have to give up something else. So yeah, there will be some paybacks, but there will be a fight first, naturally, for whatever reason. I guess greed is greed, no matter who it is. But
I mean, if you're going to claim charity status, you can't be taking donations from the government.
Mm-hmm.
the government should not subsidize anybody's charity, because if that's my tax money, what if I don't agree with that charity? Like, I know I have to pay for things I don't agree in, but that's a religious institution. They can raise their own money.
Yep.
Tax-free property. Anyways, because I did all my little rituals.
I could go on a rant on that one. In my Ren and Stimpy shirt. Stupid cat. So, Michael Cohen gets dragged back to jail because he wouldn't sign a form saying that he won't do a book, he won't talk to the media, he won't do this, he won't do that. Now, supposedly his book is pretty much finished. So is this book about done? And how's he feeling? Does he feel safe back in jail? The two-parter. Is his book done or about done? The anxiety card. That's all this presidency does. It's all.
The card of the night, Jenny. Just like last week, too.
Well, it's the card of the year. I mean, it's been coming up week after week after week if you watch our Sunday nights over and over.
Well, the book with the creative part here and the Empress and the Nine of Wands, it is under some strain at the moment. I don't know exactly where the strain is coming from, but it is near completion with the Three of Wands. There's something on its last leg. I don't know if this is just a COVID-related thing where this might be stopping something. I don't exactly know, because the High Priestess is here. There are other agendas being pumped into this situation, which is probably why it's not done. He is in harm's way. Five of Wands and the Tower and the Knight of Pentacles. This is the mercenary, the person who comes and goes. But it will be finished. It ends in the Magician. He is done, but yeah, he is in harm's way.
Yeah, I get somebody that supports Michael, like a publisher or whatever, has it. And, you know, to your point, Johnie, it's going to be a petty book. He's going to go back a long ways with the nostalgia card. He's going to dig way, way back in. But I get this person that supports him is actually protecting it. And I get a yes, it's mostly finished. You know, I don't know if it's 100%, you know, rough draft, but I get that it's mostly finished. But is he feeling safe and secure? I don't know, because he knows that there is this legacy of Trump that could surprise him. So he feels a little out of balance, and you know, he's locked back in jail. So I don't know that he feels that secure, but I think the book is secure wherever it is. The book will come out whether he does or not.
So I didn't hear the question correctly, and I asked how does he feel about being sent back to prison. So I kind of goofed. But He's kind of a little going two different directions, going multiple directions. Ultimately, though, he's very happy about the choice that he made. He feels comfortable in the choice that he made, not that Barr and Trump made, the choice that he made. Like, no, you're not going to shut me up. I'm not going to sign this. I'm going to go ahead and write my book, and I'm going to talk to the media. So he is confident and happy in his choice. And they just gave him another idea for something totally different. This could be something like, this could be something like a screenplay. This could be something that gets televised on the news. It's almost like they just gave him this whole situation, birthed a whole new idea in him. So, but he's happy in the choice that he made. He's confident.
Well, it's kind of like Bolton's book, The Room Where It Happened. Michael Cohen, The Cell Where It Happened.
Yep.
Thank you, Elian.
I asked the same question. The first card I pulled was Queen of Pentacles, a person who looks very unfazed in this card.
Yep.
But I get the same thing. There is something being shared with his King of Cups, that person that you pulled earlier, Jen.
Uh-huh.
It is something in the future. It does have something to do with people of like mind. This is a new idea or new venture for a future date. He's got something new. Well, he needs something new because he didn't have a job now. So
yep. And then in my reading, the stars and the that could be something to be gave someone something. It could have been on like a thumb drive or something like that, something small, portable that plugs in to a network. So
originally, I think they were trying to get it out by September, but I think we read like part of it will come out before the election, like not all of it, but part of it would come out in a previous reading.
Like we did Stone or that other mustache.
Leaking part of it. Mm-hmm. If y'all do not follow Michael Cohen on Twitter, follow Michael Cohen on Twitter. It's fun.
and the thing is, it's like Trump is just waging war on everybody that's writing a book about him. It's like Bolton, his niece, Cohen. It's like, dude, who isn't writing? I would be surprised if Bill Gates isn't writing a book in prison right now.
Melania wrote a book with somebody.
I mean, come on now.
So, is there going to be another surprise petty book coming out before the elections besides Michael Cohen's, Mary Trump's, John Bolton's? Do we have any more petty books to look forward to before the election?
Wasn't there that one book a couple years ago that somebody that was anonymous in his administration wrote? And it kind of he flipped out about that?
Or there was an op-ed that was written. I can't remember if there was a book. Ooh, something tangible coming, something new, for a new source of income, a new gift.
Uh-huh. I don't know if it'll come out before the election, though. But if I may, it's coming from someone that is military, prior military, veteran, ambassador, and that person was cut out. That person was in danger. So I don't know if this would be Vindman or Yovanovitch or who, but it's someone that had seniority here with these two. 30, 35 years. I got this all backwards. 30, 35 years. They've been around, stuck around. Military, perhaps ambassador, something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
A while.
Somebody that cooperated, so somebody that testified, that was hanging on, that got bullied, and that caused a change. And here's the devil creating the obstacles, and now all this anxiety. They are waiting for they're planting their seeds for the book, but their fortune is getting ready to change. So I would think it's somebody like a Vindman or someone along that line that gets a nice source of income. So it's like they're checking the different publishers out, like, you know,
Mhm.
they get the best deal with.
Yeah, but mine is not. It's not before the election. It takes a while because of the lilies and the anchor. It's gonna take a few months.
I get there is a cooperation here and a new person. So this was them in the administration. They were bullied out. This is not a I quit. They were bullied out, whoever it was. So the answer is yes. Will somebody come out with one? The problem is though, the 9 of Wands, and this is in the background, the 6 of Pentacles. So the information that is to be given is hitting a wall. It is probably an NDA or something of that nature to where they can't talk right now, or they can't find. I don't think you are hard pressed to find a publisher, but then again, your spreading of information is hitting a wall somehow, some way. I don't know if it's an NDA or what it is. But again, the person with the Hermit and the 2 of Swords, they were cut off from this administration. This is not a person who quit. So this is a person who was pushed out. But they will have to wait a little bit. So not before they could be working on it now.
Yeah.
8 of Wands is on the bottom. This is the communications. So they're working on it now. It's just it coming out before the election. I don't think so.
The fact that we're all getting it in the cards to me says we will hear before the election that they're working on a book. But I would bet it's going to be like a Vindman or an Ivanovich, somebody that's got a career long term.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. So Barr keeps kind of setting things up in a way to invalidate the election. Is he going to try to say the election was rigged by China to invalidate it to keep Trump in power? Hearing a Fleetwood Mac song in my head, My Little Demon. Y'all can hunt for that on YouTube. My Little Demon. What was the song last week, Johnny? We watched it in the after show.
The devil is a loser and he's my bitch.
No, he's blocked. I'm getting a note, but there's also something coming out probably around money, business, perhaps the economy that's in grave danger, and it's facing a huge obstacle. This thing gets put on ice. It's like a no. He's blocked somehow.
I get that too. He's blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Something surprises him that the truth comes out about the Republicans and people in the White House that he doesn't like, and he gets blocked. He's stuck. He's stuck right in the middle of it. Thank you, Cecil or Cecil. You know, we mutilate your all's names when you got hard names we're not used to. Sorry. Johnny, what are you getting there?
I get he is blocked. I get there is a balance of power that he can't overcome. I get the Ace of Swords in reverse, and then the 8 of Pentacles. So he has some sort of plan that he can't seem to get worked out. I get the Queen of Wands, so this is the opposition, my Nancy Pelosi card. And the 5 of Swords is in reverse, so he does not have the advantage. There's a balanced power here. The Temperance, 2 of Cups in reverse. So whatever he's doing for the other side is met with equal opposition to the other side. And then I pulled one last card, and then I get a successful woman. So There is a balance to his madness, so he cannot invalidate the election.
So I got kind of a two-parter from our peeps asking this. Will they impeach Barr? Actually, it's a three-parter. Will the Senate vote to remove him? And even if they don't remove him, but they impeach him, will the Bar Association disbar him? Barr.
So will they remove? Impeach?
Will they impeach?
Will they remove?
Will they remove? And will they disbar him in the Bar Association? So will they impeach him?
I am getting that whatever they're doing right now is secret and unknown. There could be an older man here that's in charge of this situation and there might be a shortage of support. So I don't know, and this is conservative, so perhaps not enough of the GOPers in the House, perhaps, but whatever they're doing is secret right now. Will the Senate remove? No. Will the Bar Association disbar? There's a strong chance that they will. You got the stars, the tree, the fox. Something that he's been doing is successful because of where he's rooted, but he's deeply rooted in fraud and manipulation. Yes, there might be an investigation that needs to take place here with the fox, but there's a strong chance that yes, because of his fraud and manipulation. So.
Yeah, I love when Barr's showing up on the bottom. Here's King of Swords. I get it's like a 50-50 in the House, but I get one of my yes cards, but it's a little bit iffy if they've got enough votes, because I see Pentacles as votes, but they're kind of keeping a lid on it right now. I get the Senate also, the emissaries of the king. This stuff has been going on a long time. They walk away from it. They're like not going to get anything, do anything. But I get with will they disbar him? I get they're kind of stuck right now. But then I get like there's some kind of court or legal action. I get a sword of truth yes on disbarring him. What are you getting, Mr. Johnie?
As far as impeachment, I believe it when I see it, but I get a yes. Here with the Four of Cups or Four of Pentacles in reverse, this is being released. Then I get the Ten of Swords, so there's an ending. Then I get my America card here. Believe it when I see it. But as far as removal, I get that the government is sort of incapacitated, burdened with something. So probably discord and odd votes. And so here you have the Four of Wands, so he's still in the House, so he's still in position. As far as disbarred, I don't get a yes on that one. I get he's stuck there too with the Hermit in reverse. And then I pull the Clarifying of the Fool in reverse. So there's like this, there's no action taken towards getting him disbarred for some reason.
I had sent you guys a picture of a box spread that I did for William Barr in October, for the month of October. And the first column was Clover, Moon, Sun. The bottom row was son, letter, scythe. Whatever he's been doing that has given him really good luck and opportunity in his career, if that's his license or something that is written, it gets cut off according to that bottom row. I mean, like Johnie said, I'll believe it when I see it. You know, it could be talking about successful impeachment or successfully like losing a license or losing something gets cut away from him that's documented, a license, certificate, diploma. I mean, I don't know, you know, but they cut it away from him. So, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, we've got a lot of stuff going on right now. You know, we've had protests over George Floyd, and the Me Too movement's kind of getting riled up again a little bit. Just, you know, the lack of response with the crown bug and everything. What's the next big protest over? I'd see our Black Lives Matter ongoing all the way into the fall, all the way to the election. But what's the next big? Something brought on by Trump. I could see Linda's commenting over our children in schools. I could see parents getting upset over their children being forced into a school situation where they might get ill. We've got hospitals at their maximum bed use right now. The epidemic is, you know, here in the US, it feels more like an epidemic, not a pandemic. And what's on the bottom? I swear you guys would think that I had earmarked the card somehow for it to keep coming up on the bottom.
Well, protests are always born out of fear and anxiety and all that good stuff. Anger. So I get 5 of Cups and the Ace of Wands. There is something that is a regretful choice, decision. When you have the Ace of Wands with the 2, there's your action. So something that someone may instantly regret. With the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Cups, this is something that is trying to be forced upon you. The 4 of Cups in the traditional depiction shows the person with 3 cups and a 4th one being given to them when they don't want the 3 that they already have. So there is a forced decision here, the 2 of Swords and the Moon. You don't know how this is going to play out with the Moon. And the 2 of Swords is sort of leaving you at a standstill. I got a long time ago when I did the signs thing and about the protests that I don't think the protests, they're happening. I don't think the one that it was possibly still tried to show me has happened yet. It's going to be about health and about, so I'm just going to say that it's going to be, if you force people to go back to school, there will be a protest.
I get
with that tower too.
I get it's about, you know, the crown bug, the health, as well as the virus, as well as people that are out of work, because, you know, they're in a chaotic environment. They're trying to shine light on what the situation is, because all they're getting is a lot of talk from this administration that everything's fine, don't worry. They can't get any cooperation. And, you know, here's my crown bug card. But it's people that are waiting for work. They're unemployed and they need assistance and they need logic, and they're protesting because they're not getting it. They're not getting another stimulus package. They're not getting anything to help them, you know, get back to work in a practical way. And they're not getting relief for the crown bug either. You know, they're not getting help at the hospitals and everything. So I feel like it's tied together, the unemployed as well as the crown bug.
And the unemployment benefits are also being cut, I think, by what, $600 or something?
Yeah,
like that?
they're taking that. People are just trying to hang on. They're getting bullied, and we should look at that next. We are about to have an epidemic of renters being evicted because
And
there's
foreclosures too.
there's no assistance.
I asked if there would be another protest. I'm getting 2 positive cards. That's a yes. For protest, what are they going to be about? Being cut off from your home and family and property here. Homes, families, properties that are under huge loads of trouble here that repeat, and there is no security. Also, something that happens suddenly to homes, this may be in regards to some seriously bad weather that strike unexpectedly. And there's a pattern here of not getting any support. Families that are arguing, families that are fighting over property, sudden bad weather that sticks around, sudden gaslighting that keeps sticking around, sudden huge chaos and unexpected problems that happen that kind of tend to stick around. This is not something that, it looks like I'm picking up the foreclosures, the people losing homes, but I'm also picking up on something quite possibly with bad weather.
Like weather related, yeah.
So I don't know if this is hurricane season or tornado season or whatever it is, where homes are damaged, So, and where are you going to get the money, Lebowski? You gave it all to Wall Street,
There was another story this morning. He said he wanted to have a meeting about selling Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then he'll deport everybody from Puerto Rico that's here.
Didn't he try to buy Greenland too? That idiot. I swear to God.
So is Congress going to do anything? Because Mitch McConnell right now, he's doing nothing. Prior to the election, is the entire Congress going to do anything to help with renters and mortgages?
Well, the Senate is on break right now, aren't they? Don't they come back like on the 20th?
The House already had a bill they passed that has protections in there for renters and mortgages, but
it's like I don't.
But prior to the election, is there? Because right now, like the extra $600 they were giving in unemployment, that ends at the end of July, I believe. The protection and mortgage forbearance, that ends, at the end of July. So,
and what I don't understand, logically, you can prop up the stock market all you want. If 30 to 40% of your population is without work, living on the streets because you did nothing in the middle of a pandemic, you're going to keep spending money to prop up artificially a stock market because people don't have the ways and means of purchasing goods and products.
Meanwhile, it's going to be worse than the Great Depression, where we had all these people on the move and out in the streets that had no homes. Because we've got a pandemic going on. So you're going to force them into a shelter with sickness. And
yeah.
So is anything going to be done prior to the election?
I just don't understand Mitch McConnell's mentality. I don't. There's no logic there other than just cruelty.
It's just cruel. It's just cruel. Uncaring cruelty and greed. Oh, and there he is.
Cheers.
Speak of the devil. He just flies out when you talk about him.
Oh, I always say, you call the devil by name, be prepared to entertain.
So don't say Mitch McConnell's name out loud because he's going to show up.
What I get is something small, very, very small, insignificant, that doesn't help a whole lot. It was probably just superficial here with the housing. The 2 of Wands would be a nice card to see at this point. It is reversed. There is limited potential to what is going to happen or what is going to help. I do get that there is a release of money. I just don't get that it's going to the necessary places. The King of Wands and the Death card in reverse means that this is a new playbook with the same plays inside. So it is called something else, but it gives you the same result as something from the past. So you can call it, the, Save the World program of 2020, but it basically takes a whole bunch of money, gives it to Wells Fargo and Chase Bank, and then they'll come by and fix your window if you need it. But if you need some sort of help on your mortgage, I don't know what to tell you. Sell cans and blood, I guess.
I feel like they're going to help the mortgage companies again. It's like, because here's McConnell and his strength and his manipulations that, we're stuck with him. We can't get anything through Congress. And the Republicans, it's like a stone wall. So if you have money, you're probably going to get a little bit, but it's going to be very imbalanced. And, for the simple man, it's blocked. It's blocked. It's going to be very little for the average man.
I just pulled one card. I got a yes. That's as far as I went.
All right, let's lighten it up. Funny
I
question.
know, please.
Funny question time. Johnny, you need your funny deck for this one.
Oh, Lord.
Johnny's funny deck coming up.
Is Trump the dumbest criminal ever? Becca stated it in one of your live streams in the comments section. I said, now there's a question to end Sunday night with. Is Trump the dumbest criminal ever?
As the sun falls. There is it was a TV show called The World's Dumbest Criminals back in the day, where you would get people who would put things over their head and run into the door and can't open it because they can't see, or stuff like that. And he belongs on that show.
Yes, he does. Donald Trump, the dumbest criminal ever.
He's paying people to take his tests for him. He can't read. Got a learning disability of some kind.
It's the Hermit card. The first card, it says, if it'll focus, oh, look, another rabbit hole is what it says. To the focus.
There it is again, Jenny.
So
Over and over and over tonight.
Card of the year.
This may be the most anxious.
I'm getting a yes. That's how he's recognized. He's just dumb. He's dumb.
okay, let me see.
He's pretty dumb.
He's a loser. He doesn't accept help when it's offered. He's a loser. Okay.
Go ahead, Jenny. What is that? What does that one say?
Good old 7-finger discount, but you dropped 2 swords, so I mean, you leave behind evidence. This is how you get caught. So, yeah.
So, Mary Trump said in her book that Trump did not know who Laura Trump was until she did a campaign speech in 2016. Meanwhile, Eric had been married to her for 8 years. And he says this to Laura at a family dinner that they're all sitting around. Everybody's there and friends and family with Eric sitting right there. I didn't even know who you were till you did that campaign speech. And wow, until it served me. So did he not know who his own daughter-in-law was?
Mercy alive.
I think he said that in front of his own kid, and it could still defend him.
And what did Eric and Laura think of his admitting he didn't know her?
Did he say it? Yes. Oh, this deck is special.
What did Eric and Laura think when he said that?
There was some. Oh Lord. Okay. Jesus Christian. So in this card, back here, it says focus camera. It says empowered women is what it says. It is way in the background. And then up here it says, OMG, you guys, I suck. It's kind of like because I pulled two other cards, and it's to her, it bothered her, but to him, it's Trump. What do you think? Like it bothered her. I don't think it embarrassed Eric, because I get the page of wands in reverse. So that's bad messaging coming through. So it embarrassed him. It bothered her, and nobody said nothing because it's Trump. Lord have mercy. Because they're just figures. They're not important.
Here's the happy family. Oh yeah, I didn't know you until you helped me. Until you worked with me, and gee, all of a sudden you seem familiar. And here's Eric and Laura holding their hand, waiting on money from Daddy. It's like, and just kind of turning their back and shrugging their shoulders and walking away. That's just his perspective, and that's the way he is. That's his image.
I literally can't.
And it's kind of funny too, because I asked the question if he had recognized her, or did he really not recognize her. I got, no, he didn't recognize her. Like, he didn't know who she was. He honestly, he was telling the truth. He didn't know who she was. So I asked, how did they feel? They were kind of pissed off. They were angry, pissed off, maybe perhaps a little bit embarrassed as well, because it was done in front of a whole group of people at a party. But they're pissed off because there was an invitation here. Now, I don't know if this is an invitation to this party over here, which could have been their wedding. Like, SOB, you were at our wedding. You know what I mean? Like, but there's an invitation here of some sort. But they were kind of angry about it being in front of the whole group of people there to see it. And this may have not been the only time, because there's several parties where they've gotten upset at him.
So my second question in this line, probably don't even need to ask, but if Trump was walking down the street and one of his grandkids walked towards him, would he even recognize him? Not would he even know their name, would he even recognize them?
If they were holding a bag of money, maybe, but
Yeah. What are you talking about, Johnny? He'd push over his own grandkids and take the bag of money.
Yeah, here, kid.
Oh, Lord.
Would Donald Trump recognize his own grandchildren on the street? Would Donald Trump recognize?
And when he's standing on Fifth Avenue shooting somebody, would he shoot his own grandkid?
Legacy in reverse. No, this is family. It's the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And I get the Two of Swords, and this card says, you guys still there? Like, they can't see here with I can't. No, he wouldn't, because he doesn't spend time with them now.
I get no. The recognition is cut off. It's cut off here. He doesn't recognize the kids.
I get the only one he would recognize if you fight with him. Surprise, he will recognize you. He'll kind of remember you. He'll have a sense of nostalgia about you. Might not remember your name, but hey, you seem familiar.
So he'll remember you if you hate him.
That's sad and pathetic.
So you got to be the one grandkid that walks up to him and kicks him in the shin and steals his money, and then he'll remember you. Like, you got to be that one.
Sad and pathetic. I think that's how you translate Trump's name when you say it in English.
Well, his real name was Drump, remember, before they changed it.
Drump. That can fit perfectly. Just a drump. Like, it just sounds like.
He should have kept that name. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. We got over 1,700 people in the room right now, guys. 1,730.
Mm-hmm. Everybody, thumbs up for Jenny. She's studying the Lenormand. Thumbs up for her, please.
Oh, I should pull some Lenormands. Help me, Becca.
Okay.
Real quick. I'll pull three cards on what Trump's kids or grandkids think of him.
All right. Okay. I'll try. Okay.
What do Trump's grandkids think of him? The boogeyman, he gives them nightmares.
It's not cut off, but the legacy seems to be blocked. Maybe it's dumb as a tree, dumb as a mountain, but it's the legacy is blocked. The legacy is blocked.
Yep. They're probably blocked from him somehow.
Yeah.
Help me out. What's the storks mean again?
The storks is change, improvement, a pregnancy, or a move.
Because I've got the heart, the park, and then the storks.
A change of heart in the network. They've had a change of heart somehow.
They probably want out of this
Party.
name.
Mm-hmm.
When you couple
I
the
see him
two.
tweeting a lot. I pulled one more card. He tweets a lot. So if they read, they read his tweets. Tweets and talks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to be known as a Trump.
Not after this. I would change my name so fast. Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week on Becca's channel, House of Lenormand.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow night, I'm going to go live with Lori from The Way of Positive Change. I don't know what time yet, but we did text each other and got that worked out. Tuesday night, I'm going to work on something special with Lena Rodriguez, so hang on for that. Thank you, Sanguine. I can't pronounce that. Sajine. The one with Lena will probably take some editing, so it might take me a while to get it uploaded, but you can watch for that. We're working on it. And then, as always, you guys go live later in the week. I got to tune in and watch you when I can. Love watching you guys live. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Bye.